Socky a Plath.
Hi, Willie Sockspear. Willie, did you know we're both named after famous poets?
What's a poet?
A poet is somebody who writes poetry, you sockhead.
Oh, what's poetry?
Well, Billy, since apparently you don't know the first thing there is to know about poetry, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, man.
It'll be a fun and educational lesson, you silly sock. Let me show you what's behind this curtain. Do you know what this is, Willie?
A poem?
That's right. Here, let me read it to you. I knocked out Sleeping Beauty, fucking cocked her on the jaw. She fell into the briar. Pussy. I found her prince. I up and socked him too. I called each one of them a liar. So, Willie, what do you notice?
It's got bad words in it.
Besides the naughty words, do you notice anything else?
It's about Sleeping Beauty.
That's right, but I want to look more at the structure of the poem. We can start by scanning it.
How do you do that?
To scan a poem, you start by marking which syllables are stressed and which ones are unstressed. Stressed syllables are marked with dashes, and unstressed syllables are marked with a symbol that looks like a U.
I'm stressed.
Don't worry, Willie, it'll all make sense soon.
But how do you know which syllable is stressed and which one is unstressed?
Stressed syllables are usually pronounced slightly louder, at a higher pitch, and for a longer duration than unstressed syllables. Let's look at some examples. That should help explain things more.
Okay.
The word present and present are both spelled the same, but they sound different when said out loud and have different meanings. If you stress the first syllable, you get the word present. And if you stress the second syllable, you get the word present.
Oh, wow.
Why don't I show you how to scan the poem?
I'm ready. Whoa! It makes sense when I see it, but I don't know if I'd be able to scan anything on my own.
That's okay. It takes a lot of practice, but you'll get it eventually. Let's move on to learning about feet.
Oh, I already know about feet. See?
Not that kind of foot. A foot is a unit of meter consisting of a combination of stressed and unstressed syllables. Usually there are 2 syllables per feet.
Wow, that sounds so much more relevant to poetry than an actual foot.
See, Willie, you're already learning.
Wow, I am! My mama would be so proud of me.
Now don't you get too sock-footed yet. We've got a lot more to learn. To mark a foot while scanning a poem, you draw a straight line between the groups of syllables.
Holy socks! That's wild!
Isn't it? Now do you know what meter is?
Oh, of course! I learned about meters in math class. There are 3 feet in a meter.
No, Willie, not that kind of meter. Meter is the rhythm of a line, verse, or piece of poetry determined by the number of feet in a line. Since the poem I read consists of 2 syllable feet per line, the poem is in pentameter.
Pontometer?
No, pentameter, like pentagon. Penta means 5, so a poem in pentameter is a poem with 5 feet in a line.
This is opening my googly eyes to a whole new world.
A whole new world.
A new fantastic point of view.
Okay, let's move on now.
Alright.
Now that you know about scansion, feet, and meter, I'm going to teach you about caesura.
I'm so ready!
A caesura is a pause that happens within a line. There are varying levels of caesura. A light caesura can be a comma or pause within a line, whereas a heavy caesura could be a period or the end of a thought that happens within a line. While you're scanning a poem, you mark a caesura with 2 lines. If a caesura happens at the same point where there's a break in meter, you use 3 lines.
Whoa! So many!
Let's look at our example. Can you tell me which lines have caesuras in them?
Let me think. Well, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th lines have periods in them. So would that be a heavy caesura?
That is 100% right! Wow, Willie, I must say I'm impressed. I just want to add that the first line also has a light caesura because there is a pause between Sleeping Beauty and fucking.
Oh man, I missed that one!
It's okay. Do you want to mark the caesuras in the poem?
Sure thing!
Perfect!
Oh man, I'm learning so much!
I know! And there's still so much more to learn about poetry. Like in Jam It, for example.
And jammin'? Sounds tasty!
It's not something you eat, Willie. We are still talking about poetry. And Jam It happens in a poem when the meaning of the end of the line continues on to the next line. Can you see where that happens in this poem?
And lines 1 and 3?
That's right! Because the sentence I up and socked him too continues from the third line to the fourth.
Socked!
Yes, Willie, it's very funny, but let's stay focused here. We've got one last poetry term to define. End stop.
I don't want to stop!
It's okay, Willie. Even after this lesson, you can keep reading and learning about poetry.
Yay! Okay, I feel better. You can tell me about end stop now.
End stop is when the closure of meaning of the line coincides with the end of the line itself.
Like in lines 2 and 4?
Socktastic! Well, Willie, it looks like that's the end of our lesson today. You did great.
I had so much fun learning about poetry. Thank you, Sockumentary-Poetry.
You're very welcome, Willie Socks, dear. The word present and present. First syllable, you get present.
Oh, wow.
Why don't I show you how to scan the poem? Let's look at some examples that should help explain things more.
Oh, wow.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Why don't I show you how to scan the poem?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay, so then we need to find somewhere to get it. A poet is someone who writes poetry, you sockhead.
What's poetry?
Well, Willie, since apparently you don't know the first thing there is to know about poetry, I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Cut.
Do you know what this is, Willie? Let's move on to learning about feet.
Oh, I already know about feet. See?
Not that kind of foot.
I heard it.
No, Willie, not that kind of meter.
No! There are 3 feet in a meter.
No, Willie, not that kind of meter.
Oh.